G'day guys, ThatGen-XDude once again. I'm gonna go outside for a second. Electro rock. That's right. There was a lot of fusion going on in the 90s, and there were some bands that were really tearing it up in Australia on the live scene and making waves musically. And you're going to hear some of those bands today, another 3 plus the one. And I'm kicking it off with Def FX, a band you all know and love in Australia. And this is their first hit. Well, double J hit, Surfers of the Mind. Oh yeah, that's right, I was doing this. You guys remember Caligula? Probably not, but they were a really good Sydney band that had they did release a very good album it was called Rubenesque, that's right. And yeah, very, very good band and very talented musicians and well underrated, I think, because they didn't. They plugged away for years on the live scene, and made some inroads and were quite popular amongst the live band going people and fans, but that doesn't always relate to success. Anyway, here's Caligula with Roundabout. So there was this band that I got right into in the early 90s called Killing Time, and they were great, really good underground Australian band that was getting a lot of raps in the record industry, and so they flirted with the record companies for a long time, and in my opinion, before they became Mantissa, kind of went off the boil. And by the time they got to Mantissa, it wasn't the same sound or band, but it's still good, but not what I liked about Killing Time. And I think that the guitarist Jed had a lot to do with that, but many people from that scene will know who I'm talking about. I think he was also in Mass Appeal or bands like that. So here's Ruby's Mind. Sorry about the quality. So lucky for you guys, I always add one to my playlists, and this time it is the best till last, and I've saved it for Def Rhyme. And Def Rhyme was an awesome band, and they had a great album called Pure Killer. Unfortunately, as with many bands from that era, they were sacrificed on the live scene because, you know, they would make a living there, and the record industry in those times was notoriously not artist friendly. So, you know, getting a deal was usually consisted of getting paid peanuts just so you could put your music out. And they would take advantage of musicians. So, you know. Anyway, Def Rhyme, back to them. They have a real, like I said, that Pure Killer album is Pure Killer. So if you ever see it, buy it. They did get back together a few years ago and did a series of gigs, which I was jazzed about, and turned out I couldn't go see them, but I've already talked too much. And their song today, song I've chosen, is God Inside a Man. Here it is. What's wrong with my voice? What's going on with my voice? Look, so there you have it. That's that playlist. Electro rock, yay! I don't know what else to call it. Fusion, I don't know. There's lots of elements in there. Bit of goth, bit of punk, you know, and a few keyboards too. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next one. This is ThatGen-XDude saying, I love you guys.